Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. Last week, families across the country joined together around a Thanksgiving meal. Joining together with families around holidays, when expectations to replicate Hallmark or storybook times together can fall short if there are any kinds of conflicts or misunderstandings. With the Christmas season upon us, there will be intense times and moments precipitated by intense schedules, expectations, and definitely not enough time to get all the expected tasks and duties completed. In an article I found in the Harvard Business Review, Tanvi Gautam suggests three strategies to manage your mind's alarm system. Number one, practice curiosity over confrontation. So instead of jumping to defensiveness or lashing out at someone, instead say, "Could you explain what you meant by that?" This is important in verbal conversations as well as email or text messages. This should be practiced aloud so you can create the right tone or so your words will be heard in the right spirit. Number two, rethink your first reaction. Gautam encourages us to mentally challenge ourselves to ask, is there another way to look at this? To me, it's like the eye of the fly idea that I came up with all by myself. And did you know that it's really hard to catch a fly with your hands? And do you know why? Because their eyes are beveled and they can see from all different directions. So, do you get the aha? Huh. So, when you feel offended, disappointed, angry, or frustrated, adjusting your reaction by looking at the situation from a different vantage point can gain you a healthier perspective and prevent possible meltdowns in relationships. Number three, create a soothing place. Where is a place where you do your best thinking, your best reflecting? A place where you can consider strategy number one and number two, so that you are able to grow more curious instead of confrontative, and so that your first reaction becomes grace, giving the benefit of the doubt. A place where you think about ideas that make living in your world more enjoyable, more peaceful, and more loving. Hmm. My daughter Maria and I spent 4 hours in the ER the other night for her migraine. She's lived with chronic migraines for many years. As I shared before, they have often confined her to her bed for days at a time, and yet she goes gracefully without complaining. She has told us that because she often can only look out the window for distraction from her headaches, she's learned to be grateful for small things. The other night in the ER, she told me this: I learned to be grateful for small things, then smaller and smaller. The smaller the things that you become grateful for, the more you find. Oh, wow. Then a little later in the conversation, she shared, misery finds you by itself. You don't have to go looking for it. So many people find something to complain about or get upset about when, if looked at with a bit of curiosity or looked at from a different angle, might not really be worth the energy or effort we put into making it into a big deal. We can make a habit of looking for misery. Let's just not. Live in gratitude instead. Be like Maria. I like to tell the stories, of course with permission, about a couple of squeaky wheels I worked with a while back. New to the staff, I started with many presumptions and biases about these squeaky wheel people. Well, I had several eye of the fly moments that changed my whole perspective about these individuals. I was able to reframe or adjust those first impressions from a simple encounter with someone who liked them or who told me a strength I did not know they had. If I had disregarded those simple encounters and what I learned about the squeaky wheels through them, I would have not only missed out on developing wonderful lifelong relationships, but I would have also missed out on growing as a leader because of what these squeaky wheels taught me. We often have those biases and presumptions within our family relationships as well as we gather around a holiday. So look for something good about those with whom you struggle and watch your reaction to them change. We are embarking on the season of excitement, cherished traditions, but also staunch expectations. With a pace often like a sprint to the finish line, fragile and tender egos, as people unite with the expectation to make memorable, wonderful times together, the pressures of these times can be suffocating. Could we practice some preventative relationship splintering? What if we try to, number one, practice curiosity over confrontation? If icky feelings begin to rise, stop and gently ask what was meant just to clarify. Number two, rethink your first reaction. Practice liking people before you meet up so you're not looking to be defensive from the start. Number three, make time to regroup regularly in your soothing place. Number four, look at small things and smaller things daily for which to be grateful. Number five, don't go looking for misery. It will find you, especially when you're looking for it. Next week, on your bathroom mirror, write practice curiosity over confrontation. Rethink my first reaction and find my soothing place. Join me next Monday for Live Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.